And our final reader for the day is Mindy Mejia. Mindy Mejia always ends up in St. Paul. A lifetime Twin Cities resident, she has worked, played, studied, and lived in every part of the city. Even the heroine of her debut novel, The Dragon Keeper, insisted on living there. If you're really interested, which you should be, find out more about Mindy at www.mindymejia.com. Please welcome Mindy.
In what's becoming a perverse tradition, Satish, every time you invite me to read something as a fiction writer, I have to read nonfiction. So, I thought I'd read you just a little book review that I'm starting to review books. This one was just Grown Up. Yeah?
Yeah.
Better?
Yeah.
Okay. This one was just put up at ecolitbooks.com, and maybe you've heard of it. It's The Lorax by Dr. Seuss. In a quiet part of town where the houses stand close, and evening stretches long in the shade of the garden hose, and the baby falls asleep clutching her teddy bear's toes, it's time to read my son The Lorax. We've read this book for almost a month to the day, and our ritual always begins the same way. Snuggling on top of my bed, he tilts up his chilled head and asks why the Lorax is lifted away. We pretend not to know why the Lorax will leave, and we crack the book and start the nightly read. That first time I wondered, will he understand? Can he know why we must give truffle as a hand? I wasn't quite sure where his intuition would land. But boy, oh boy, how he loved the first smacker. His eyes went wide when we spied the super-ass hacker. He gleefully counted the trees on each page, watching the one-slur quickly clear-cut the stage, leaving me quite shocked at his industrialist rage. The next day I began his re-education. We went into the yard and took up a station, learning the importance of all of creation. Do you think I drilled trees want to be pleased? No, he parroted. Trees help us breathe. They give homes to the birds and squirrels and bees. So back to the Lorax we went after dinner, my hopes for his morality considerably thinner. But I found that my lessons indeed struck a bell. Poor trees, he sighed, as one by one they fell. And when the Lorax left, the tears even started to well. What a marvel it was to see this drastic change. This single book created such emotional range. How does the Lorax set such sympathies loose when the hero has, come on, all the charm of a moose? It is quite simply the mastery of Dr. Seuss. He chooses the truffle of residence with care, whether humming fishes or ridiculously playful bears. The colors are crisp, the world is bright, and somehow there isn't a predator in sight until the one-slur, or at least his disembodied arms, alight. Then the mise-en-scène bleeds into purples and browns. The belching factory begins to dominate the town, and all the animals' faces fade into frowns. It's an overt approach even a toddler can sense. At least, once all his bloodlust is dispensed. There are still parts I don't like for a boy in his threes. We skipped the one-slur's line, shut up if you please. And last week, when I chased him while the bathwater ran, he protested, no, you dirty old one-slur man. He promised me more revisions and narrative bans. Of course, I see the book with a writer's skew, noting the strategy of the villain's point of view. But a curious villain, because he sees the light and inhabits the mess, where most mess makers take flight, if indeed they've even witnessed their terrible plight. Why did the one-slur decide to stop bickering? Wasn't there a new truffle to axe while sniggering? A new product, a new market. Today's entrepreneurs know when you go flat broke, you simply find a new show, regardless of crummies and tummies, you know. The mystery of the one-slur's remorse aside, I'm underwhelmed by his decision to fret and hide. And even the Lorax, for all of his blustery shouts, makes no effort to restore the world he touts. He just shepherds his creatures toward other routes. Yes, I understand Dr. Seuss's grand plan to show every child with a truffle a seed that they can. They are the change agents, the world's future holders. But what awful weight for such tiny shoulders. This ending has all the joy of Sisyphus's boulders. Which is why, when we come to the story's end, and with tearful eyes my son asks me again, but why the Lorax is lifted away? I hug him close and lie as I say, he went back to his mommy, and she's so happy he's dead.